here. Let these troubled days be done. I tell you, come on, everybody. Come on, everyone. The time of love is here. Let these troubled days be done. Come on, everyone. The time of love is here. Let these troubled days be done. I tell you, come on, everybody. Come on, everyone. Good evening, good evening. Hey, everybody. On Instagram and on YouTube. Happy Monday to you. Queen Valerie, Sade, Chris. Thanks for joining us today. Wow, we're kicking off a great week. Folks. Hey, thanks so much for joining us today. Let us know where you're joining us from. And any comments, any statements you have, write them in the chat. And we'll do what we can if we see them to respond to them. As you know, this is our Success at Suppertime, where we take portions of our book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success, and do a little reading, a little interpretation, but share some insight from that book. And those of you who don't have one, Columbia, South Carolina, all right. Yes, you all just had a super basketball game last night. I watched it. It was incredible. Love it. The 12 Universal Laws of Success is, of course, available on all of your digital websites. Wherever they sell books, trust me, they have it. Even Walmart has it. Anyway, it's also available through our website, herbertharris.com, www.herbertharris.com. We're talking tonight, really, from page 23 of the book. And it's a section, a very short section, and it really talks about the process by which thoughts become things. The first law of success says you become what you think about most of the time. Earl Nightingale, one of the early personal development teachers and trainers, said you become what you think about most of the time. So that idea, a mind shall have, that's the first law of success, a mind shall have whatsoever it thinks in its heart. So how do we go from this thought thing in your mind, the thoughts that you have today, tonight, tomorrow? How do you transfer the thoughts that you have into the reality that you experience? And so it's really a 7-step process. Step 1 is to have the thought. Now, a very interesting thing, thoughts, ideas come into your mind. And so many times we don't grab them. We just let them come through and they pass through our mind like winds in a hurricane. But when you have a thought, that means that you have a conscious relationship to a stated desire, a stated interpretation. So let's look at this, a thought. What is a thought that most of us have? I think most of us would like to be happy. Most of us would like to be financially secure. Most of us would like to have great relationships. And so the thought of financial security. I sure would love to have financial security. That's a thought. The thought of a positive relationship. I would love to have a positive relationship where I just can't wait to see that person. That's a thought. A successful business. Oh, I'd love to be an entrepreneur and own my own business. That's a thought. So whatever thoughts you have, capture them. Think of them. Pay attention to them and have the intention of making them happen. Step 2 is feeling. Once you have a thought, a rational thought, then you have the feelings associated with that thought, and these feelings become the basis of your desire. If you have a thought and you don't have a desire to manifest that thought, it's not going to happen. Sometimes, a thought will manifest without the necessary desire, and unless you grow to accommodate the thought, it can run away quickly, like people who hit the lottery. And now the lottery might be looked at as instantaneous financial success, instantaneous financial independence. But you know, there was a study, and a large percentage of lottery winners over a period of 5 to 7 years, a large percentage of them are broke. I remember the guy, that first $6 million winner. I was working for Reverend Ike, and he came to the church, and he was so bad, he bought his wife and his girlfriend. I mean, he was living the life. Within 6, thank goodness he never quit his job, because within 6 years he was back working. So the feelings you have about that thought are the basis for your desire. So if you say, I want financial independence, then what do you feel about financial independence? I feel it deeply. I want to experience it. I want a good relationship. What do you feel about that good relationship? I want to experience it. I want to feel the joy. I want to feel my heart flutter. And so it's this feeling nature that you have regarding the thoughts you have in your mind that gives you the necessary desire to make it happen. The third step in making thoughts into things is to have a vision. So you think the thought, you feel in your heart that you really want it. I really desire financial independence. I really desire a positive, uplifting relationship. So this third step is critical, the vision. Our minds respond to pictures, visual images. The third law of success is the law of vision, and it says, write the vision and make it plain upon tablets. The Habakkuk, one of the shortest books in the Bible, only about 3 pages. But one of the most profound statements there is, write the vision upon tablets, that he may run that readeth it. Though it may tarry, wait for it. It will surely come to pass. Now that encompasses a lot of what we're going to talk about. So the idea of the vision, whatever that thought is in your mind, you must develop a corresponding vision to make it happen. So thought, I want to be happy. Well, what does that mean? Well, happiness may mean owning your own home. That's a vision. I can see myself in my own home. Happiness may mean having the cars that I desire. I can see the car there. Happiness may mean that my health is in like pristine shape. My weight is under control. I look the way I want to look. I'm happy with my look. Happiness may mean my family, my children are prepared, my spouse, my significant other. All of my relationships are positive and uplifting. People love meeting me, and I love meeting them. It's this vision that really makes it happen. You know, scripture says, where there is no vision, the people perish. If you don't have a vision of how your life will be when you manifest the thought that you say you desire through your feelings, it won't happen. This vision now, think about, let's see, now we said a vision of financial security. So what does that look like to you in each and every respect, in each and every regard? How does it feel? When you're rich, how are you going to look? How are you going to dress? Who are you going to associate with? Where are you going to vacation? All of these are part of that vision of what you want your life to be, the vision of the manifested thought. Relationships. How does a good relationship look? You know, many times today, with many of our young people, many people don't have a vision of what a good relationship looks like. Some of us have been around so many negative people that we almost think it's okay for people to be mean to one another, be physical with one another, to talk terrible to one another. And so this vision of what a good relationship looks like, you're smiling, they're smiling. You know? Maybe the person is opening the door for you. Maybe you can see yourself joyful at a Thanksgiving table. All of the things that you want to see in a relationship, visualize in your mind's eye. Once you have that vision now, you can break the vision down into goals, and the goals are the stair steps that lead you to your vision. See, the goals are the things that you actually accomplish. Happiness is maybe a vision, but the steps along the way is what make it happen. So think about this. Financial security. All right. The vision. I see a house. I see cars. I see joy. I see my family. I see trips. I see vacations. Yeah. Whatever that vision is, when you write it down, now break it down into goals. Let's just take one goal. One goal of financial security is to own a home. Write that goal down. Okay. And once you have that goal, you describe it in each and every regard. Relationship. Right? Vision of a relationship. Write the goals down. What's the goal in the vision relationship? Well, maybe a person who is, as the scripture says, equally yoked. Somebody who maybe works in the same field that I work in, so that we can have a camaraderie of profession. Maybe the person has to be financially secure. Okay. Maybe they need to be a little older than I have. Maybe I'd like them to be a little more experienced. Maybe I'd like to have already arrived at whatever they're attempting to do. But whatever that vision is, you break it down into goals. So I want to meet a person. So the goal is to meet a person who's a little older than I am, okay, who is financially secure, who seems to already be in a position, who's very kind, who talks respectfully of his mother and his sisters and his brothers or her sisters and brothers. In other words, everything that you need, those specific things that you would like in a good relationship, those specific things you'd like in a financially secure position. And once you've written those goals now, this is that second part of this whole thing where the rubber hits the road. So the fourth stage is the goals. The fifth stage is to make plans to accomplish those goals. So let's look at the house. My vision of happiness says I'll own a home and we'll be happy and secure in that home. And I see myself relaxing on my porch in my car in the yard and my family, my children. Okay. So what's the steps? Well, in order to get that home, you're going to need a job. You're going to need some income. Okay. Then that should be a goal now. One of my goals is to get a job, a profession or business where I make a certain amount of money that will afford me the opportunity to own a home in a reasonably short period of time. When we set our goals, now that's one of the beautiful things about the goals. Remember, the goals must be SMART, specific, measurable, A, set in advance, R, realistic based on where you are, and T, that they cover a certain time period. So once you have that goal written out like that, now you can make a plan. So example, my goal is to own a home in 3 years. Now, what do I need to own a home in 3 years? Maybe I need a down payment of $15,000. I'm looking to get a house that's $150,000 house or affordable house. And so all the things that are necessary to make that happen, you need to have a certain amount of income. $150,000 house, rule of thumb, you need to have an income somewhere around $50,000 a year. You need to have good credit. What do you have to do to get good credit? Pay your bills on time. All of these things become a part of your plan. And once you put it on a time frame, so 3 years from now, I need $15,000. How am I going to get $15,000? I'm going to save $5,000 a year. How am I going to save $5,000 a year? I'm going to save about $425 a month. How am I going to save $425 a month? I'm going to save about $105 a week. So now my 3-year goal has been broken down into action steps that I can accomplish right now. And that's the secret, folks. See, so often we get so focused on the end result that we don't break it down step by step to that point where you say, what must I do right now so that I can have a house in 3 years? What must I do right now so that I can have a good relationship? Let's say my goal is, I've met a lot of people that are like, whoa, man, the only thing I can think about doing with some of these people is run the other way. So what do I have to do to attract a person over a year that's going to be the person that's going to make me happy? I don't even like that term. A person that I'm going to share my happiness with and who will appreciate my sharing. Okay. A person whose life, who I can bring value to them and they can bring value to me. One of the things I've learned about phones when you're doing a broadcast is if I answer it, I'll lose the circuit. So let's just pause for a minute, take a deep breath while that ends. Take another deep breath. Okay. For those of you who do Instagram, when you get a call, I tell people don't call me a certain time. It breaks the circuit. If you answer it, people will never be able to hear you again. Even if you close the call out, it breaks the circuit. The only way you can keep everything going is to let it ring. So we're back where we're at. So the idea of now we're talking about relationships. So I'm gonna have a good relationship in a year. And what are some of my goals? Let me put myself first. Let me know what I'm looking for. Let me have my criterion for the type of person I want to have a relationship with. Okay. Second, let me determine where do these people hang out? Where can I find them? Okay. You do this process and you make these plans. This is key. Once you laid out your plans and written your plans, you can now, step 6 is take action. You can execute the plan. So let's look at the house. What do I have to do to save $105 a week? Now, maybe it is I'll work an extra 2 hours every day. Maybe I'll get a part-time job. Maybe I'm in sales. Let me up my level. Instead of selling $1,000 a week in product, let me sell $2,000 a week in product. Okay, I hope you can hear now. All right. So let me sell $2,000 a week in product. The thought is now that whatever you say, whatever you do to execute your plan, well, if you can't hear me, there's nothing I can do about it, because if I end the broadcast, let me just complete this and I'll be sure to post it on my Instagram and my Facebook page. Once you have the action plan and you complete the plan and you follow the plan on a daily basis, the results are clear. You get results based on how much time, how much effort, and how closely you follow your plan. And finally, step 7, the results that you get are the end product of the actions that you undertake. It is in this time you learn how to, okay, I got it, latte. It is at this time you learn how to manifest, to transfer the actions into results. I'll apologize to those on Facebook, on Instagram. We'll fix it later. But so that we can complete the project on YouTube for those who are watching there, that this 7-step process by which thoughts become things is the process to manifest the things that you dream about, the things that you desire to have. The thought, you feel about the thought, you visualize how your life would be if the thought were manifested. You set goals that will lead you to the realization of that vision. You make plans, written plans to follow, to manifest that vision. You take diligent action on the plans on a daily basis, and you will get desired results. And so it is. This is Dr. Herbert Harris, thanking you for joining us again at our Success at Suppertime. Make sure to watch this on YouTube. It'll be available there on YouTube, and I'll be reposting it on Instagram so that those of you who lost sound, you can still hear it. I say this, I'll close with this, that you can be what you want to be. You can do what you want to do. always knowing that the best is yet to come. Be sure to get a copy of our book at herbertharris.com and get a copy of our home study course, which can transform you from who you are to whatever you desire to be. So let's sing it on out, folks, especially on YouTube. Here we go. Into your hands, make it work out your way. It's not the number of times you stumble down and fall upon the ground. It's the number of times you pick yourself up and keep on moving on to meet your goal. All right, folks, tomorrow night, every Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m., we have our Success at Suppertime. And so it is. Please share this broadcast with at least 3 other people.